What remains when you are stripped bare? If you take away the name given to you, the title on your business card, the balance in your bank account, the fleeting approval of strangers on a screen, what is left? This is the first question. It is not a gentle inquiry, a sharp, clinical instrument cutting away the fat of identity, a mirror with no ornate frame, reflecting only what is truly there. Most will turn away. They cannot bear the emptiness, the stark silence where the noise of their life used to be. The void terrifies them. They scramble to fill it with anything: distraction, consumption, the validation of others. Let us give this core a name. Let us call it the original light. This is not a mystical concept or a fleeting emotional state that changes with the weather. It is not a personality trait that you perform for an audience or a mask you wear when others are watching. The original light is a steady beam. It can see patterns in chaos. It can identify error in your own thinking. Think of it as a single photon of pure logic housed within the complex machinery of your skull. It is objective. It is dispassionate. It is the unwavering inner compass that, when consulted, always points toward the true north of reality, regardless of your personal preference or the direction the crowd is heading. This light is your birthright, but it is not guaranteed to shine. It must be uncovered, protected, and deliberately utilized. It is a tool, and like any tool, it can grow dull from disuse or be buried under the clutter of a messy workshop. The world does not want you to use this tool. A person guided by an internal logic is difficult to predict, difficult to influence, and difficult to sell things to. An entire industry exists to dim this light, to persuade you to outsource your thinking, to trust the consensus, and to follow the path of least resistance. The original light is the quiet, internal counterargument to all that noise. It is the voice that says, wait, let's examine this, let's test this. Is this actually true? It is the source of all genuine self-awareness and self-correction. Understanding the original light requires you to separate it from emotion. Your feelings are real, but they are not always true. They are chemical reactions, responses to external stimuli, often shaped by past experiences and ingrained biases. The original light is different. It operates on a higher level, observing the feelings without being swept away by them. It analyzes the data of your emotional responses, but it does not take its orders from them. It is the calm observer in the storm of your own biology. It is the CEO of the mind, while emotions are the loud, often conflicting reports from various departments. The CEO must listen to the reports, but the final decision must be based on a clear, logical strategy for the entire enterprise. This photon of logic is what allows for real growth. Without it, we are doomed to repeat our mistakes, trapped in cycles of reactive behavior. We blame external circumstances, other people, or bad luck, never realizing that the error lies in our own faulty operating system. The original light illuminates these errors. It shows us where our code is flawed, where our assumptions are incorrect, and where our actions deviate from our stated principles. It is a harsh but necessary illuminator. It does not flatter, it does not soothe, it simply reveals. And in that revelation lies the power to change, to rewrite the code, to build a better, more robust internal system. The first step is simply to acknowledge that it exists, waiting to be used. Be aware that you exist within a vast external machine. This machine is composed of systems, social, economic, cultural, that are not neutral. They have a purpose. Their purpose is to make you predictable. They are designed to make you move like a data point on a spreadsheet, a figure in a column that can be easily tallied and managed. To achieve this, the machine employs powerful levers to press and pull on your mind. One of the most powerful is social proof. It uses the weight of the crowd to bend your judgment, substituting consensus for correctness. Another lever is the trend. Trends create a sense of urgency and scarcity. Move fast, follow this new path, adopt this new way of thinking before you are left behind. They operate on the fear of missing out, a primal anxiety that the tribe is moving on without you. Consensus is a more subtle lever. It is the gentle, constant pressure to not ask difficult questions, to not be the one who disagrees, suggesting harmony over truth. These forces are active pressures every day, through every screen you look at, every conversation you have. When you yield to these levers, your mind becomes soft. It loses its ability to form its own conclusions. You become a variable in someone else's equation, an object to be moved and measured. Your actions become reactions to the external machine. You change with the prevailing winds of opinion. You are counted, categorized, filed away. This is a state of profound unfreedom. Even if it feels comfortable and safe, you have surrendered the one thing that is truly yours, your independent judgment, in exchange for the illusion of belonging and the comfort of not having to think too hard. The external machine is not inherently evil. It simply operates on efficiency, scale, control. Your logic must be autonomy, truth, self-direction. See these levers as tools of influence, not sources of truth. When you feel social proof, pause. When you feel the urgency of a trend, slow down. When you feel consensus pressure, be willing to stand apart. Recognizing the machine and its mechanisms is the first step. You cannot fight an enemy you do not see. Look closely and you will see the gears turning everywhere. The antidote to the external machine is the principle of autarky. Self-sufficiency, not isolation, cultivating a self-sufficient mind. A mind in autarky stands when supports fall. It does not require validation, nor derive worth from hierarchy. It maintains an internal center of gravity. This is the ultimate form of security. Build an unbreakable machine inside your skull. Self-powered, following clear, unassailable rules. This internal machine is your fortress, the control room from which you direct your life. Its construction is deliberate and methodical. It does not happen by accident. First, harden your mind against external noise. Aggressively curate your inputs. Remove the low-grade chatter. Unfollow outrage. Turn off reactive pings. Create blocks for silence, walking, and thinking without a goal, so your signal rises above the world's noise. Passing through the first two gates leads you to the third and final one, the payoff. This is not a sudden jackpot or a final destination. It is a fundamental shift in your relationship with the world. You cease to be a person who simply reacts to life. You become an architect. You design your life with cool, dispassionate logic, the power to build your days, your career, your character according to your own blueprint, based on the solid ground of your own tested principles. This is the true meaning of freedom. Choices become deliberate. A stable inner center holds you steady, not rigid, learning. It takes in data, runs filters, refines programming. It clears errors, updates code on evidence, and navigates complexity with a calm, others mistake for detachment. It is focus. The roadmap is practical, daily rituals and firm limits. The daily audit remains the cornerstone. 5 minutes of silence, the sharp question, the one true thing. Set clear boundaries. Say no without guilt. Rely on design, not willpower. Build systems that make right action easy. You stop living quiet desperation and start living quiet intention. Planning with clarity. Building things that last. Forming relationships with substance. The photon of logic will not make life easy, only honest. Your steps are your own, chosen by your internal calculus. You cease to be a predictable variable in others' spreadsheets. You become the outlier, wrong by deliberate choice when needed. You set rules, test them, fix them when they fail. This is the work. If you desire a map, keep it brutally simple. 3 gates, every day. Audit, harden, payoff. A well-built machine does not run on applause. It runs on fuel, diligent work, daily maintenance, the cold, hard data of proof. A single photon can begin a reaction. A single clear thought can set a life on a new trajectory. Let your thought be that light,